Hello and welcome to the program Hot Button. It is the desire of every parent to watch their child grow into the state of maturity and responsibility, especially in the aspect of relationship. Every parent wants their children to thrive successfully and in a godly manner when they are involved in a man-woman relationship. And that is the reason we're talking about the topic children's relationship and what their parents think about it. That is parents' perspective. My name is Johnny and I have with me in the studio.
I'm Dr. Ayomola Oloroti.
Welcome to the program. And
thank you.
My name is Gift Okangbenedio, Chaplaincy Services, Babcock University.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Well, on Hot Button, we are dealing with young people and relationship. And the reason you're here today is because we want to hear from your side as parents what you think about certain things that go on in our relationship as your children.
It is quite expedient to engage in dating before getting married.
As Christians, yes, we should, but that will not determine a successful marriage.
You're saying the primary reason for dating is an intentional way of checking compatibility for the sole purpose of marriage. If it is not about marriage, there should not even be dating.
It should be done the right way. Do not go in if you're not ready.
The first thing is, why should parents be concerned or involved in their children's dating life?
Thank you. I think we should try as much as possible to draw the line between dating and courtship. Because there are times that people actually mix up things together.
Both, yeah.
Yeah, there's a difference between dating and courtship.
Definitely.
Dating is actually two opposite sex being attracted to each other.
Exactly.
Then they go out. Why courtship? There is a goal behind the courtship.
Okay.
Courtship means we want to end this relationship in marriage. But dating does not really necessarily mean it has to end in marriage.
Okay.
And that is one thing that the parents actually, they need to be involved to some extent when it comes to dating, just to guide and to lead that child.
Okay.
Is actually different from courtship.
Okay.
Courtship, definitely, you bring home your partner, you introduce to your parents.
Okay.
But in dating, you may not. That child may not.
That is when we're talking about reality
Yes,
of life.
that is reality.
Okay.
Because when we are talking about dating, there are different stages in dating. The first stage is the attraction.
Okay.
You are being attracted to each other. While the second stage is the reality.
So how do parents come in this stage?
It's necessary for parents to come in because it's not all children that will open up to their parents.
Okay.
Especially, there are some facts that we don't need to shy away from.
Okay.
Things are happening around us.
Oh, definitely.
In secondary school, you agree with me that you have children in secondary school that they have boyfriend and girlfriends. In this aspect, the child may not come out to tell you that he or she is in relationship. It is the duty of the parents to find out whether that child is in a relationship, because their behavior, there are signs, and I'm sure we are going to get to that.
Definitely.
There are different signs that shows that, oh, this child is in a relationship. But he or she may not be bold enough to come out to tell the parents that he or she is in a relationship.
So parents must be involved and be watchful to know.
Exactly.
Okay.
To some extent. We are talking
Let's hear
about
from
dating.
you, Pastor.
Well, I think that dating is probably one of the most abused words in the English language today. Because a young man and a woman are already having sex and they say they are dating. And I think they are putting the cart before the horse.
Okay.
But I think that parents should know their children. They need to study their children, know the different characteristics of the children they have. And when they understand their children, they will understand those nuances, when something is happening in their life. But beyond waiting for those signs, I think the parents should be more proactive.
Okay.
Get to talk with your children, discuss with them, be friends with them, to the point where they wouldn't even hesitate to come to you. When we were growing up, we dreaded our parents. My dad in particular, he was the discipline figure. When he comes home, mommy tells our misdemeanor, and then the next thing he disciplines. So when dad is coming home, everybody's scared. So you hardly talk to a person like that. But when you are friends with your children, you play with them, you talk with them, you help them see that you are their friend. When different stages of their life come, they confide in you. And when you have such a relationship with your children, it wouldn't be a problem. And they will talk to you when the time comes. And I think I'm blessed with that kind of relationship with my kids.
Great.
And my first son, my second son, my third son, they have gone through tertiary education. So girls are all over the place. And my first son once told me that, Daddy, the problem I have is not, the problem I have is the queue is so long, I don't know where to choose from. That's a serious challenge,
Very, very big
and
one.
so he brought it up. We had to start talking.
Okay.
And I think also there are parents who may need to win their children all over again. And then get to ask them questions. How are you? How are your relationships? Do you have a girlfriend? Do you have a boyfriend? I'm praying for you. If you have anything you want to discuss, come and discuss. Because it is important that parents get involved in their children's relationship. Because they can make mistakes. Because if the, what they call socialization, if it's not well done, the one from the home, if it's not well done, and the socialization has to take place in school from their peers, from the social media, and all that, then they gotten it all wrong. And they will make a lot of mistakes because all the movies that are shown now, they tend to condition the minds of our children negatively. So it's very important that parents guide. Counsel, without pressuring them, without dictating to them, but lovingly guide them so that they would make mistakes. So it's important that parents get involved.
When parents are involved, it's all about guidance.
That's all.
And advice so that you can lead.
Ultimately, because ultimately the choices is theirs to make.
Okay. Great. Now, you were talking about something like students in secondary school getting involved in this kind of thing. Now, that made me to, want to ask the question, at what age or stage do parents begin to think that, okay, at this stage you should be in a relationship, at this stage you should not be in a relationship? So at what stage or, age can we look at?
Thank you very much. In the outside world, that is not African, I'm talking about the Western world. They believe that girls of 13 years, boys of 14 years should be in relationship. But here in Africa, maybe 16, 17, it's like there's something we really need to think about. The society we are today, it's different from the society we were before. Things have changed over time. Now, sometimes last year, my daughter came to my room and was like, Mom, I want to discuss something with you. Please don't shout. And when she said, Mom, please don't shout, I knew where she was going. So as a mother and as a friend, at that point, I never wanted her to see me as a mother. I wanted her to see me as a friend. Because when she sees you as a mother, she won't talk to you. But when she sees you as a friend, she wants to talk to you. So I said, okay, gist me. Let's gist. Then she was like, there's this guy, we talk a lot in school, we gist a lot, and I think I like him. And I said, wow, interesting. I said, that's good. But deep inside of me, I was scared. I had to pretend as if it's a normal thing. She's just 13. And she came to me and was telling me that she likes a guy. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. you know, you are beautiful, you are intelligent. I said, but do you know what? Do you know it's just damn too early for you to be liking a guy? And at the same time, that guy has not toasted you. So maybe you are getting a wrong perspective concerning your friendship. Assuming he has interest in you, he will have approached you, but he never told you anything like that. So please just calm down. You are very beautiful and you are intelligent. Don't allow yourself to be used. You have a long way to go. So please don't worry about that. When you get to higher institution, you will see other guys, and if it is still the same guy, definitely something that is yours, even if it goes away, it will definitely come back. I said, so please don't think about that. For now, you are still in SS2. So he now said, oh, mommy, are you offended? I said, no, I'm just still with my friend. I will never hide anything from you. You know that. And she does not hide anything from me. Even the brother that is in SS3, you know, I will sit him down, we'll gist. Because my husband is a kind of person, is an Ekiti man that will not sit down ordinarily and start gisting
with the kids.
But my mom was a man-woman that at times someone will come to my house and be looking for me, and I will be sitting down beside my mom. My mother will tell the person, she's not around. That's the kind of mother that I have. My mother will tell you she's not around. I was sitting right away beside her, but she will tell you that she's not around. And when you don't befriend your children, other people outside will befriend them, and they will teach them what they are not supposed to know. They will teach them, they will give them ideas that at the end, it will affect you. So I think the best age for teenagers or for our children to be involved in relationship, looking at 16, 17, when they are already in the university.
And that should even be at the friendship level.
Friendship level. Like I told you, you know, we have identified stages of dating. You know, so at 16, 17, because even in secondary school, they don't know their rights from their left. They don't know anything. They are being fed. So what do they know about relationship?
Okay, I'm going to come to that. What do they know about relationship? Let me hear from you, Pastor. What age and at what stage should, you know, children be, you know, allowed to say, okay, go ahead.
I think, like Doc said, things are changing. In our postmodern world, where we are, in some climes, they are actually in their postmodern world. So it is difficult, really, to really peg an age. My mother gave birth to me when she was 17. Okay, so I wouldn't say this is the age or that is not the age, because these days maturity doesn't really come with age. There are a lot of young people who are so smart, you know. So, but I think we should stress readiness. Readiness. Are you emotionally ready for this kind of relationship? You are a student. The workload in Babcock University, for instance, is so, you know, so heavy. You know, you have a lot of things to do academically, and then you add relationship to it. You make things more difficult for yourself. So why don't you focus on your studies, you know, at this point, and be the best you can be? And trust me, if you can get to the, you know, level where you ought to be educationally, riffraffs won't come after you. You know,
because you have built yourself.
I mean, the level where you are, you look for somebody at that level also. So don't start a relationship, a frivolous one, that will end at graduation. It doesn't make any sense. You know, so I think that we should try and encourage our children to understand that there is time for everything. And then there is what is called delayed gratification. You know, you delay what you think will gratify you now, and focus on those things that are essential. At a point in life, those things will come back. So many young people are after phones, gadgets. The best gadgets have not been made. So why are you fixated on those things now? So relationships are like that too. You know, there is time for everything. And when you put first things first, you will not make mistakes. So age, of course, it can vary from society to society. In Nigeria, you are eligible to vote when you are 18 years old. So one could say, okay, at 18, you are eligible for relationships. In Israel, at the age of 12, the young man has come of age.
Wow.
That's Bible times. You know, so it varies from place to place, but I think we should help our children, guide them properly, help them to know that there is time for everything so that they won't jump. And again, let's help our children and protect them from peer pressure.
Okay.
Because more often than not, this relationship don't start because of their hormones, but it's because their friends, you know, are challenging them. So you don't have a boyfriend, you don't have a girlfriend. What kind of guy are you? And then they start.
Exactly. I went through something like that. So, okay.
So there's this perception that you don't belong.
You don't
That you
belong.
don't belong.
That's a huge word used by
you don't
peers.
belong.
Okay. This really touched me. What both of you said. It is not even about the chronological age. It also depends on the mental age, how developed you are, how mentally ready you are to handle all the things that come with a relation. Relationship is far beyond, I'm a girl, you are a boy, let's come together and then, know each other. Okay, now that takes me to the point. When you have a child who is still dependent, he takes pocket money from you, he gets his cream or her cream from you, and then every other thing from the parents. Let me hear from you, Pastor. Should that child be in a relationship?
Certainly.
It doesn't matter how mature. It doesn't matter what level, but he's still dependent on parents.
Yeah, I know.
Should the person be in a relationship?
You know, when we talk about relationships,
Okay.
maybe we probably should have defined relationship at the outset.
It's been defined
Yeah,
on this
because,
program long ago.
you see, because
Yeah.
long ago.
Yeah.
Because if you're my friend, we have a relationship.
Definitely.
Okay, so a boy-girl relationship doesn't necessarily be, it doesn't have to be, they don't have to spend any emotional currency.
Now, in this case,
Okay.
a dating relationship.
Fine. So at that point in life, it will be absurd for a young man who is still dependent on, upkeep money from his parents
Okay.
to start a relationship. So, and of course, these days it's so funny that when you have a girlfriend, it's expected that you'll be giving her money for this and that and that.
Exactly,
They
that's
can
the
start
reality.
making demands. For goodness sake, I'm not your father. So why should I be buying cream for you, But I don't know. That's what happens.
But that's the reality.
That's what happens.
now. Yeah.
So it's foolhardy, I think, for a young man to start a relationship with a girl, a romantic relationship, when you don't have resources.
When you're still a
You
dependent
are still
person.
dependent
Okay.
on your parents.
Okay.
I don't think it is wise.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's not happening.
Okay.
But it is not
It's
wise.
not wise.
And as parents,
you're not saying it is wrong.
I'm not
you're
saying,
just saying it is not wise.
You see, I am not saying it is wrong, but it is not appropriate.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
And as
great.
parents, we need to educate our children. It's important not just talking. We need to pray for them. We need to pray for them, and we need to let our children even know that we are praying for them, that they will not make mistakes.
Okay, let me hear from you, Ma.
Like what Pastor said, it's to me it's even absurd. You are depending on me, and at the same time, are you expecting me to be providing for you in order to provide for your girlfriend?
Okay.
It's not right. It's not right. Like what Pastor said, we actually need to guide those children because what is going to become of their future starts from now.
Exactly.
And it is that training that will give them, that is going to help them to make a stable home. Most of the broken homes that we have outside there start from now,
Okay.
from dating, courtship, marriage. It didn't just start overnight.
Yeah.
That broken home did not even start overnight. It started from, but there are things that we actually take for granted when dating or when courting, that he will change.
Okay.
Okay? And it's a big mistake.
It's a big mistake.
So, what I think is that it's absurd for me to be providing for you, for me to be feeding you, and you are feeding someone else when you don't have the resources. We need to guide them. We need to counsel them. We need to pray for them.
Okay.
So that they will not go the wrong way.
Okay, because these days it's beginning to look like a normal thing.
It's a normal
when
thing.
you see a child in secondary school having girlfriend.
Yes.
Or even in the university, but 100% dependent. And
On
then
the parents.
on the parents, and then having a girlfriend or a boyfriend.
And they want to please those girls by extorting their parents. And that is why they would tell you that I want to write a project, or there is one book that they said we should buy, and the book is like 150,000 naira because the lady is demanding for like 50,000 naira, or they want to go to BGH to go and eat and all that. You don't have the resources, so the only person you can extort is your parents.
Sometimes it's just that if we don't do it, someone else is going to do it, and at the end of the day, somebody we don't get. So I think that's the reason a lot of people would want to go the extra mile to impress, even though you don't have the means or the resources. And it's something
and that is what is actually affecting our community today.
Okay.
That's why you have people going, maybe doing Yahoo Plus, or going to rituals, fast lane, all because they want to impress. And the resources is not there, but they just need to impress.
Okay.
So because of that, it leads them to something else.
A lot of things that are not supposed to be. Okay, now, in a situation where you don't even know if your child has a relationship or not, how do you go about that? So how do parents get to find out that, hey, my child is in a relationship or my child is not in a relationship?
Okay, that's a good question. Number one thing that is very important when it comes to children, you need to befriend them.
Okay.
That is number one. You need to be close to your children, and they will be able to tell you what they feel. Outside that, there are different signs.
Okay.
There are different signs. A child that is always on the phone, always calling, midnight, chatting. There are some of them, they are quiet. They don't talk to someone. They don't talk to anybody. They just want to keep to themselves. They are on holiday, they are home, and they are inside their rooms.
Okay.
They are not talking to anybody, just on the phone. They are always with their phone.
Okay.
Those are the signs. And at times, they don't even sleep because they are talking to somebody on the phone, midnight. They are chatting with someone. They want to keep to themselves, or on the laptop. Those are the signs that you can see. Those are the signs that will actually tell you that something is wrong somewhere. And as a parent, you need to address that on time before it is late.
Okay.
Because there are majority of them, they are still so young that if there is a crack, if there is heartbreak, that's why you see them, they want to commit suicide.
Okay.
You see them, they want to drink sniper and what have you, because they can't handle it.
And that will be because they have not been well prepared.
Yes, they are not well prepared.
Okay.
They are not well prepared. And because they be keeping that as a secret, to themselves.
Okay.
But with all these signs, as a parent, when you realize that you could see all these signs, the best thing is just to get yourself involved. But there are ways you approach it though.
Okay.
Because there are times that you can't just walk up to your child that, what is wrong with you? What are you doing on the phone all day? Let me see your phone. Why are you always on the phone? Who are you talking to? You think that child will talk? No, the child will not talk, But coming out to your child, you two behaving as if you've done that before. I remember when I was dating your dad, we're always on the phone, we're always talking, this and all that. You look for a way to get into his or her heart.
Okay.
Then she or he will be able to talk. But there are ways, African mothers shouting, stop, African women,
a friendly way
of approach,
okay.
or else would not get to the bottom of the matter.
Okay, let me hear from you, Pastor, if you have another
side. There are. I don't know much about girls because my 4 children are boys.
Okay.
So the first one schooled in the public institution, the second one in the public institution, and so we only talk when they're on holidays, or when I visit them in school. And how are you? How are your relationships? Do you have a girlfriend? I hope you have a girlfriend now.
Okay.
And the first one opened, I have a girlfriend. Who is she? And then I would like to meet her. And then, of course, hey, you know what relationships are all about, right? Yeah, you don't, there's a bottom line you don't cross.
Okay.
Oh, Dad, you taught me very well. Oh, fine, great. You know? But the one that schooled here in Babcock, when he was in 200 level, he's in 400 level now. When he was in 200 level, at a point I noticed that he was very conscious about his appearance. You know, he was obsessed with his hair.
Oh, okay.
You know, he always, I say, young man, why are you worshiping your hair? You know, he was conscious about his appearance. He will iron this shirt, change it, bring another one, iron. He will adjust the collar. He will look at the collar and say, no, this collar is not nice. He will remove the collar completely and then sew because he can sew. He copied from his mom. So he would change the color. He was conscious about his appearance. I say, young man, come on. It's like something is going on now. I say, one babe, they trip you.
Okay.
You know, so,
Okay.
friendly, in a friendly manner, and he smiled. I said, tell me about her, And it turned out that he didn't really have any relationship,
Wow.
He didn't really have any relationship.
Okay.
But there were a lot of girls around him.
Okay.
So many of them around him, and they always told him how handsome he was, and all that. And so, he opened up to me. And when girls start telling you how handsome you are, watch it.
Watch how you look. Okay.
Watch it.
Okay.
Because there's a phenomenon now that it is the girls who actually toast the boys. That's what is going on.
The world keeps changing.
That is what is going on now.
Okay.
They actually make a lot of
the move.
Yeah, they give you a lot of green light. So as a young man, you need to be very, very careful. And that's what we talk to them about. And I think that it is important for parents to keep close tabs on their children in prayer.
All right.
Not monitoring them.
Okay.
Not investigating them.
Okay.
They are smart.
Okay.
The children are smart. They can easily detect, and their antennas are very, very sharp. They will detect when their parents are monitoring them. So you don't monitor, but you pray for them. And parents who pray for their children, God doesn't disappoint them.
Parents who pray for their children, God doesn't disappoint them.
Yeah.
Wow. I think you've said it all today. I'm sure a lot of people who didn't know some of these things have learned so much from it today. I want to thank you for being a part of the program. Time is not on our side, but we do hope some other time you'll be here to talk more on something like this. God bless you for being a part of the program.
Thank you very much.
All right, so that's the much we can take on the program today. You've heard it all from our parents, their perspective on we the children's relationship. There is a way to go. But first and foremost, we must be ready to get our parents involved in our relationship. They are like our first witness to our very salvation. So, join us same time next week when we'll bring to you again another topic. God bless you for being a part of us today. Bye for now.